Hello guys, welcome to my channel Retentacion. I hope you guys like games like GTA for 4GB RAM. Prototype 2 is a 2012 open-world action-adventure video game. Developed by Canadian studio Radical Entertainment and published by Activision, it is the sequel to 2009's Prototype. The game was announced at the 2010 Spike Awards. Two versions for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were released on July 14, 2015, alongside the first game is Prototype Biohazard Bundle. Separate versions of the games became available in August 2015. 3. The game features a new protagonist, James Heller, as he goes on a quest to destroy the Blacklight virus. The story is one of revenge, as Heller wants to kill Alex Mercer. Watch Dogs is a 2014 action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the first installment in the Watch Dogs series. Set within a fictionalized version of Chicago in 2013, the plot follows hacker Aiden Pierce's search for revenge after the killing of his niece. The game is played from a third-person perspective, and the world is navigated on foot or by vehicle. An online multiplayer mode allows up to 8 players to engage in cooperative and competitive gameplay. Development of the game began in 2009 and continued for over 5 years. Duties were shared by many of Ubisoft studios worldwide, with more than 1,000 people involved. The developers visited Chicago to conduct field research on the setting, and used regional language for authenticity. Hacking features were created in consultation with the cybersecurity company Kaspersky Lab, and the in-game control system was based on SCADA. The score was composed by Brian Wright-Sell, who infused it with krautrock. Grand Theft Auto 4 is a 2008 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. It is the 11th title in the Grand Theft Auto series, and the first main entry since 2004's Grand Theft Auto: San Andreas. Set within the fictional Liberty City, based on New York City, the single-player story follows a war veteran, Neko Bellic, and his attempts to escape his past, while under pressure from loan sharks and mob bosses. The open-world design lets players freely roam Liberty City, consisting of 3 main islands. Sleeping Dogs is an action-adventure video game developed by United Front Games and published by Square Enix. It was originally released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Set in contemporary Hong Kong, the story follows Wei Shen, an undercover Chinese-American police officer on assignment to infiltrate the Sun On Yi Triad organization. Gameplay focuses on Shen's fighting, shooting and parkour abilities, and on gadgets that can be used for combat and exploration. Players must complete missions to unlock content and continue the story, but they may instead freely roam the game's open-world environment and engage in both legal and criminal activities. The latter may incite a police response, the intensity of which is controlled by a heat system. Actions such as fighting, driving and racing grant Shen statistical rewards and earn the player achievements. Just Cause 2 is a 2010 action-adventure game developed by Avalanche Studios, published by Eidos Interactive, and distributed by Square Enix for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The sequel to 2006's Just Cause. It was powered by Avalanche Studios' Avalanche 2.0 engine. It features Rico Rodriguez, a major operative of the fictional agency who arrives at Panau, a fictional dystopian island nation in maritime Southeast Asia, to overthrow dictator Pandak Baby Panay, and confront former mentor Tom Sheldon. The gameplay involves Rico fighting hostile militants with guns and a grappling hook, enabling players to tether objects to each other, and slingshot into the air with a parachute. Just Cause 2 introduces the Chaos system, in which players must complete missions and destroy government property on Panau for Chaos points. These points are essential for story progression. Saints Row. The third is a 2011 action-adventure game developed by Volition and published by THQ. It is the third title in the Saints Row series. As in the previous games, the player character leads the 3rd Street Saints gang in a turf war against 3 rival gangs, using a variety of weapons and vehicles in either single-player and cooperative play. The game is no longer set in the fictional city of Stillwater, but rather a new one called Steelport, and introduces new gangs, characters, and gameplay features. It was released on November 15, 2011 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. Deep Silver published a Nintendo Switch port on May 10, 2019. A remastered version of the game, entitled Saints Row. The third remastered, was also released by Deep Silver on May 22, 2020 for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows. Mafia 2 is an action-adventure video game developed by 2K Czech and published by 2K Games. It was released in August 2010 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Microsoft Windows 1. Mafia 2, Director's Cut was released by Feral Interactive in December 2011. The game is a sequel to 2002's Mafia 4, and the second installment in the Mafia series. Set within the fictional Empire Bay, based on New York City, as well as aspects of Chicago, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Boston and Detroit, during the 1940s and 1950s. The story follows Sicilian-American mobster and war veteran Vito Scaletta, who becomes involved in a power struggle among the city's mafia crime families, while attempting to pay back his father's debts and secure a better lifestyle.